Entering the 2026 World Cup semifinal, France looked like an offensive juggernaut. They were undefeated and had already scored 16 goals, averaging more than 2 a match across the tournament. Their attack thrived on creating chaos in open space. If a defense was caught out of position for even a second, France's transition speed made the punishment immediate. At the center of that threat was Kylian Mbappé, a forward whose physical profile and directness allow him to dominate matches the moment he finds room to run. This forced a specific strategic choice. Spain had to find a way to stop that transition speed without sacrificing their own identity to defend in a deep, passive block. The result was a clinical 2-0 victory for Spain. They didn't just win, they rendered a lineup of Champions League and Ballon d'Or winners disconnected and strangely ordinary. This chart shows the impact of Spain's defensive plan. Mbappé was held to an abysmal 0.09 expected goals and failed to register a single shot on target, his least productive night of the entire World Cup. Shutting down a historic offense to this degree required more than effort. It was the product of a specific tactical blueprint designed to take the ball away and keep it. That blueprint was authored by manager Luis de la Fuente, who built a system centered on structural discipline rather than individual brilliance. Step 1 was establishing a chokehold in the center of the pitch. Rodri acted as the anchor, ensuring France never found a rhythm in the middle third. This diagram illustrates the constriction. Spain's midfield blocked central passing lanes, denying service from deep playmakers Tchouaméni and Rabiot. By severing the link to the attack, Spain left France's forwards isolated, forced to hunt for the ball in harmless areas. Denying the lanes addressed France's playmakers, but Spain also needed a strategy to regain control the moment they lost the ball. This was the 5-second rule in action. The moment a turnover occurred, multiple players instantly collapsed onto the ball carrier to prevent a transition. That immediate pressure forced France into rushed actions, often resulting in an inaccurate pass backward rather than a fast break. It was a suffocating experience. By constantly compressing a space, Spain exhausted the French side both physically and mentally. By relentlessly denying France the ball, Spain killed the match's most dangerous counterattack before it could even cross the halfway line. Spain's discipline wasn't limited to defense. Their offensive positioning was specifically engineered to pull France's defensive line apart. The architects of this disruption were Lamine Yamal and Dani Olmo. Olmo acted as the link in the final third, identifying pockets of space that forced the French defenders to make impossible choices. This diagram highlights the half spaces, the vertical corridors between the wing and the center. Instead of staying wide, Yamal and Olmo drifted inside to overload these specific zones. This fluidity led directly to the first goal. Yamal's positioning pulled Lucas Digne out of the defensive line, creating the gap that led to the opening penalty. The same structural overload created the second goal. A quick combination in the half space allowed Olmo to slip Pedro Porro behind the defense for a calm, decisive finish. Spain's attacking shape worked like a set of gears, specifically designed to turn France's defensive concentration into total confusion. In the final minutes, Spain's rhythmic possession allowed them to bleed the clock against an opponent that had no answers left. The frustration among the French players was obvious. Their individual talents had been completely neutralized by a team that refused to let the game become open. This performance effectively concluded Didier Deschamps' 14-year tenure, as his pragmatic approach finally reached its limit against a more coherent system. France now moves toward a transition, likely looking to Zinedine Zidane to rebuild a squad that possesses world-class talent but currently lacks structural depth. The match highlighted a clear difference in philosophy, the reliance on explosive individuals versus the execution of a unified collective vision. For Spain, that vision has taken them to their first World Cup final since 2010. On this night in Dallas, France provided the superstars, but Spain provided the superior design. By dominating the midfield and the spaces between the lines, they proved that a cohesive structure can render even the world's most dangerous individuals ineffective.